Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to design a simple bead stringing bracelet with a bargain beadbox subscription for the month of March 2025. This is the necklace that I created already. The video tutorial is already on my website. This can be a matching thing for me. I think these bigger jade beads also we got in this box, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so what I did was I took a 7-strand bead stringing wire. This is nylon coated bead stringing wire, which is pretty thick and sturdy, and this is what professionals use. And this this can be knotted, but the way to finish is finish this with minimal like cord showing is crimp beads. So that's what they normally use this with. And I'm thinking of using these bigger beads for the bracelet. And as I said, I'm using a different spacer, which is from my own stash, which is this. I don't want this. And but we also received the round one from the box, which you can use. And the spacers as well, if you want, you can use the spacers. I like the spacers a lot. So let's see if I want to use that spacer. um, this lamp work bead, that kind of really looks very pretty. It's a simple spacer, yet it's beautiful. And so I'm just stringing the beads. I separated with the metal spacer, then added the bead cap to showcase our lamp work beads. And I'm doing one more lamp work bead, or 3, it's up to you. And this is gonna be an asymmetrical necklace. I do not want to make a symmetrical necklace. It's just me, guys. So if you want, you can do it. Just this would do. Just string on it, add a crimp, and that's about it. Clasp, you're good to go. You have a own piece of your jewelry that you made it yourself. But you can also dress it up this way. So it's up to you. So 2 is enough is what I feel. So I'm just going to go ahead and concentrate on the jade beads as well. So it's gonna be like a color, I mean, not exactly a color block. So asymmetrical necklace, you come up with a pattern which is really not symmetrical, and if you like the look of it, go ahead and do it. That's it. It's as simple as it is. You should be liking it for the for the looks of it. You should be liking it. So I added the crackle beads as well, because as I said, it's gonna be an asymmetrical necklace, I mean asymmetrical bracelet, and I don't want a symmetry or a color block kind of a thing. I'm not looking for that. Maybe just one is enough this side. It's totally has to make sense for you. Totally has to vibe for you. That's exactly the word I'm looking forward. Okay, so here we go. Do you like this necklace? Sorry, this bracelet. That's what you need to think about, how well you like this, right? So I need more length to this. So what I'm gonna do here is we have to cut this bracelet. So let me take my handy dandy ruler and measure this exact beaded portion. It's 6 inches. So if you allow 1 inch for the clasp, which I am not doing it, maybe 3/4 of an inch. 7.5 is a standard bracelet size. If you're looking at that, you're looking at 6 3/4. That is your beaded section. So couple of these beads will give us that length. And I also don't want this two to come in the center of the bracelet. I want it to be off-sided. So that's how I like it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut this cord. So leave 7.5 inch plus 2 inch here, 2 inch there. So totally take, if you want to cut your wire, take 11 to 12 inches is what I would say, to be on the safer side. And then secure this in the slot here, so that it doesn't come undone. It'll get messy and then it will get kinked as well. So this side is what I'm looking for. At this case, I really like to work with the spool, but if you want to cut, certain people like to cut before, so that's when the bead stoppers come. So you just put the stopper here so that your beads don't fall on the other side. That's very important because you keep adding at this part and then you lose beads on the other side. So these small things, the tools, this bead stopper, these things makes a lot of sense when you're doing it, because it's pleasurable if you're not stressing out otherwise. So see this, let me just, my tweezers, I need to put that away. One sec. Okay. So can you see it's about, say, 6 3/4. This is what I want, right? So that's exactly the size. Okay. But if I add a spacer bead, that will make a different sense. A little bit, it'll add to the length of the bracelet. But you need to understand, I'm going to use a lobster claw clasp because we didn't receive any clasp in this box. Trying to fit this inside somehow. So I want a big lobster claw, not a small one. And okay, I don't have any here. See, I'm done with the bigger gold ones. So I always finish that first. But I can add a magnetic clasp, which I have in my stash. So, I mean, why not? I would take the 8mm magnetic clasp. But this is so yellow, which I don't like. Guys, I decided to use toggle clasp instead of a lobster claw clasp. But if you are using a toggle clasp, as I am saying, if you add this here, the other side where the bar part of the toggle comes, it needs to have space here. This is an 8mm bead. It will not go through this, so it has to bend like this to go through. So this much space of the toggle, you need a smaller bead. So I have to add spacer bead. That's important. And then I have some crimp beads. These are crimp tubes. You can also use crimp beads. And then I'm hoping so I'm adding 2 crimp tubes. These are size 1 crimp. And then I take this and go through this crimp tube, and the spacer bead and the bead. Okay, that's enough. Just push everything down here. So now see this part, you need to see whether it will go through. Just like that, it will go through. So you need that space. So it will be little bit bigger than our regular bracelet, like 7.5 inch. It might go up to 7 3/4 of an inch. If you are using toggle, we have to go ahead and then clasp. So slightly looser. I'm just going ahead with my tweezer nose pliers and flat crimping this bracelet. So just squish this bead. It will attach, it will hug the wire, and it will be secure. So now move all the beads down. Make sure you tuck the tail inside the work. All the beads have big enough holes to accommodate that. Now move everything down. It's important for you to keep the bracelet in this format and not have it straight and crimp the other end, because it will, I'm sure it will definitely be stiff, and then it will be way too tight. There needs to be a give. If you do it this way, when you close it, it will be very very tight and stiff. That's the exact word I'm looking for. Add 2. Again, we added 1 spacer here, so we have to finish this. There is some symmetry to the bracelet, right? So take the toggle and put it in the loop part, and then come back through the crimp bead or the crimp tube, whichever you're doing it with. I'm using 2 because this is not branded crimp bead, and I want it to be secure, and also it gives the length. So there is a dual purpose for this. For some reason it's not accommodating that easily. Okay. If the cord is a little bit long, it's easier to do this, otherwise it will be very hard. Just pull with your pliers, hold your toggle part, toggle clasp, and pull all the way. And as I said, keep it in this format. And then what you can do is you can go ahead and crimp it, flat crimp. Just squish that crimp bead. That's all you need to do. Okay, take your wire cutters. You can also use a sharp pair of scissors, but wire cutters does the job really well. Pull that and cut it as close to the bead as possible. Okay, there we go. So that's our bracelet. How cool is that? So we are breaking the pattern with the light color here, and this is almost the center, but that's okay because we have another focal in this bracelet, which is this, right? So that's good. So if you want to have some dangles, you can have. So we have used these, and then if you want to create a dangle, you can create it with this. On this side you can add it. We can add, if you want to add dangles, you need to add at least 3 beads in total. That will give you a really nice effect, but I think that this itself is very pretty and really simple and easy, but at the same time looks really nice, and especially with my necklace it will look even more nice. I hope you guys like this simple tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos a couple of times a week, and there is a heart symbol and thanks written right next to it in the bottom description box below. Click on it and you can donate as much as you can. That really helps me. And then this, if you want to cover this crimp tube. There is called crimp covers that you can put on top of it. That way you can cover this, but I don't think so it looks bad. It looks really nice to me. Okay, bye bye, see you in the next video.